I'm excited about this one because we are talking about the holiday that we have just finished at 2 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
12 days in Lanzarote with 2 kids under the age of 4. Or 4
and under, yeah.
4 and 2. Henry and Emmy, our first family holiday together. There was a lot of ups and unfortunately a lot of downs. We're going to cover all of it, but we're going to go to the start on day 1 when we woke up at 2:30 a.m. for our flight.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was rough.
Rough.
I went to bed at a decent time. You didn't.
No,
you never do.
Nah, if I've got something to do, like getting up early, I'm not sleeping the night before.
Yeah.
No chance.
Which is miserable for me too.
I'm good though.
You were fine, but normally it's miserable for me when you don't sleep because then you're exhausted and I'm also tired, but because I didn't get a full night's sleep. But
yeah, but
you're miserable.
But we got the kids up, got them in the car. They were excited, a bit confused.
They had no problems getting up. They were wired.
Yeah, they were confused though, like at what time of day it was or night it was.
Yeah, Henry put on a woolly hat.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
and a scarf. to go to the beach.
Yeah, he did, bless him. But we drove to my mum's house, which is only like 10 minutes from the airport. She then drove us the rest of the way and took our car back. And we flew at 6 in the morning, heading for Lanzarote, which we got confused about the flight time, didn't we? And on the way back.
Yeah, because my phone said it was, I don't know, I can't remember what time. We landed at 11:30, didn't we?
Yeah, so it's a 4-hour flight, but we both, in our minds, were like, we should be landing now then, because it's now 11:30. And then the pilot goes, we're just going to be coming. Their mics. on a plane, you'd think the audio system is way better. Do you know what I mean?
It's transportation audio sucks.
We're going to be landed in 55 minutes.
Yeah, and we were really surprised that it was still an hour.
But we think it's because even though our phones were on flight mode, which doesn't make any sense, we think our phones adjusted to like Paris or France time zone.
Yeah.
So it went ahead of an hour. Because then when we
then when we landed, it was the right time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird. Confused me and kind of pissed me off too, because I was like, all right, we're gonna be landing any minute now.
Yeah,
it
made it drag way longer.
Yeah, both times.
But we landed and it went straight through, didn't we? It wasn't that busy, and then you went and waited for the bags whilst I went to the car
the
hire.
hire car.
Picked up a Toyota RAV4. It was meant to be a Jeep Renegade. Mm-hmm. I don't care. The car was great. But
the kids were really good on the flight. I was surprised.
Yeah, they were. They were. It was Emmy's first flight. Henry flew years ago.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember it.
No.
But they were both great. But do you remember where the hire car was?
What do you mean?
So we went to the office to pick up the hire car. We're in a parking lot.
Oh yeah, we had to walk ages.
Yeah, we had all of our bags with us. And they go, oh, your car's... just pulled out a map. Said it's all the way down here in this car park. Beaming hot sun. 2 kids and a load of suitcases.
We had a trolley, though.
I know, but it was so hot.
Yeah,
it was the
hot,
backpack and everything, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you walked like 10 minutes and then found it.
I think we overpacked.
We did.
Looking back now, like specifically for the kids... Like for the airplane, I'm glad about the things that I brought. Like I brought a coloring book and crayons for Emmy. Henry has a tablet, so that keeps him occupied. But for Emmy, I was more concerned because of her age. Yeah. A tablet does not entertain her, and neither just like phones or anything like that. So I had to come up with things to take with us. Yeah,
we did overpack, but I think it was necessary. First family holiday, you don't want to underpack. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we did it right, but let's move to when we actually got on the road. So I'm now driving on the left side of the car. Not my first time, but it's been years and years since.
Felt normal to me.
Yeah, but like going around a roundabout the wrong way and not knowing where you were. Not where you are.
I think the first drive was terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, weird because I woke up the next morning and I was like, I've done this all my life. And it's
easy. And it was fine, but
But the
first drive is always...
Yeah, but it was only a short drive, 10-minute drive to Costa, Teguise, to Club Santa Rosa was our hotel. What was your first impressions of the hotel? Actually, do you remember what we did when we got to the hotel?
We checked in.
Didn't.
Oh,
too early to check in.
We did check in. They just didn't have our room ready.
Yeah.
And then we walked down by like the tennis courts.
Yeah, and we went to a soft play.
Yeah, that was weird.
Strange soft play.
I think it's just I genuinely think it's a culture thing.
Yeah, maybe, but in the UK, you go to a soft play, the parents are playing with the kids, the staff are doing coffees and making sure everyone's happy and need anything and all that. We got there and they said only one adult allowed in, even though we've got 2 kids. And we go in there.
And it was only because Emmy was 2.
Yeah.
So if it was just Henry, then neither of us would have been let in.
So, but we both walked in, but I'm the only person allowed to actually be with them, and you're kind of just stood there awkwardly watching, and there's no other parents and about 10 or 15 other kids.
It's like a daycare kind of thing.
Yeah.
You just drop them off and then
it's like a childminders, but in a soft play.
Yeah.
It was bizarre because we felt like, are we meant to just leave our kids here? We haven't even checked into the hotel yet, and we're meant to just drop Henry here.
I would never leave them.
No, of course.
No.
So we didn't stay in there for very long. Then we went, and I think we then finally checked in.
Yeah, after like a little bit of a walk, yeah.
Yeah. Unpacked, got changed into more comfortable stuff, and got lunch at the pool bar. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Got a club sandwich. It was banging.
Yeah, it was all right.
It was good. Good.
Yeah. It was big. I was not expecting it to be that big, but
yeah, the bread there though is like tastes like soap.
I didn't notice that.
It's like sometimes it's great and then sometimes it's soapy. I don't know why.
I think it's in your head. You were like all holiday. You were like, this smells horrible, and it smelled like nothing, like a water bottle.
Yeah.
So I think it's just you.
Maybe it's just my breath. I don't know.
Maybe.
But did we go for a swim? We went swimming that day, didn't we? Yeah, we jumped in the pool. We did because we took pictures of Emmy on the deck chair and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went in the swimming pool, and it's really nice. It's like, if you can imagine 2 squares next to each other. You know what I mean? That's it. Like the
kid pool and the big pool.
No, I mean the big pool is like a number 8.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Number 8, but like.
We didn't spend much time at the hotel pool, so that's why it's difficult for me to remember what the pool looks like. I think I only went in it once.
Yeah, I went in there twice in the whole 12 days, but the first time I went in there, that we were all excited to go in the pool. There's nothing nicer than after a flight and all that than jumping in the pool. But it was salt water.
Henry kept saying it's too spicy. So.
Yeah, and the word of the holiday was created by Emmy of yucky.
Yeah.
Because water went in her mouth and she was gagging. Yucky water, yucky pool.
Yeah.
So after that bit of sunbathing, finally, we got dressed and changed, and we went for a drive.
A drive. We just went to explore what's around us because we had, you had mapped out every single day for us. Like, not that we had to stick to the itinerary, but we had something that we were going to be doing every day.
We kind of found out, instead of each day making up as we go, we had options.
Yeah.
Should we do this today, or should we move it a day or not?
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't like a strict itinerary, but we had stuff to do every day. So we weren't really going to be around our hotel. So that was kind of for day one and for like the end of the holiday.
Yeah. But what we didn't have planned was where we went. So Costa de Keys, where we were staying, it was like kind of south of the main town. So we drove up to the main town, went to the main beach after we've all showered and fully clothed, ready to then just go back for dinner, which starts at 7 p.m. in the restaurant. So this is like 5:30 now, and we're like, let's just explore the area. Maybe we'll go for a beach day there tomorrow. That turned into you and the kids paddling. I had my socks and shoes on. I couldn't be bothered.
I had flip-flops on. I kicked something under the table. It's a
teapot.
It's a teapot.
So I'm just like filming some videos and taking pictures of you 3.
Yeah.
And then you went into the water like up to your knees, and the kids were stood behind me. I said, "Stay behind me. I'm going to take pictures of Mama now." Emmy, who's not much of a swimmer, who doesn't like seawater, all of that, just goes, "I save you, Mama," and
runs into the water.
And bad parenting by me. I'm staring at my phone, taking a picture.
Did you get a video of it?
No, I was taking pictures, and then because of the sun on the phone, it's really dark, so I'm like trying to see what the picture was. I look up, and Emmy's running into the water to you. You're running back to her, and she does face plants, fully clothed, just showered. And you immediately pick her up.
Yeah, she was absolutely fine. She loved it. She was laughing.
She was laughing her head off.
Yeah.
But then I got a video of immediately as you pick her up out of the water and walk onto the beach. And then Henry goes, "That's fun. I want to do it." So he also ran into the beach.
Fully clothed.
Ran into the sea, fully clothed. Didn't take his shorts off. Anything like that. So day one had both of our kids naked.
Because they were so sandy.
Didn't have a change of clothes.
We didn't have a towel. We didn't have anything. We literally just dropped everything off at the hotel.
Yeah. So I took my t-shirt off for Henry to have it's like a dress down to his feet.
Yeah. But because
I have body dysmorphia, but I didn't realize I was that big. That much bigger than him.
I mean, he's 4.
I know, but it was my t-shirt was dragging on the floor pretty much. I thought it'd come up to his knees.
Well, Henry needed to wear a t-shirt because even his underwear was soaking wet.
He was butt naked.
Yeah.
Emmy had a nappy on.
We had diapers with us. So
she just had
she got a clean diaper.
Yeah, so she was just wearing that from the car to the hotel room, and Henry was butt naked, so I gave him my t-shirt. And then we got changed again, went for dinner at the hotel for the first night.
Yeah.
And it's an all-you-can-eat buffet sort of thing. Changes slightly each night. But the downside to it was you need to pay for your own drinks.
Yeah, for dinner.
And we went half board, so we had breakfast and dinner. Because
figuring we'd get lunch out because were
not worrying about it, but just have that security for the kids.
Of dinner, mostly.
Yeah. But the only experience that we had, we did all-inclusive in Zante one week, didn't we?
Yeah. And we just never got lunch.
But all-inclusive, we're not big drinkers and all that, so but we knew that there's a select menu of drinks, like the cheap lager, the cheap cola and all that. You can have that all you want. But here it was €250 for a little bottle of Coke and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's kind of
I
it's
thought
not extortionate money, but over 12 days, €5 a night is a bit annoying.
What surprised me wasn't the sodas costing money. It was you couldn't get water or milk for the kids. We're not drinking milk at dinner or juice or anything like you can at breakfast.
Yeah, in the breakfast, all the machine is on, so you can have
orange juice, apple juice, water, milk,
all of it just at the button. But they turn that off, so even if you go, I just want water. It's still $150 or something for a bottle. Yeah. And it's
we brought the kids' water bottles through the rest of the holiday, but we were not allowed to bring water bottles, which we found out day 6, but we're probably not going to talk about this again.
Yeah, we're covering the restaurant now, so we don't have to. Yeah. And then after this day, we went to the restaurant. So we're just covering it all out. So we had our own water bottle, and we were told, "Oh, sorry, you can't actually use that."
Yeah, it's only the kids can have it.
It's water.
Yeah, it's not we drop.
I've just paid down the shop for this bottled water.
Yeah, I thought that was weird that we couldn't bring our own water in.
Yeah,
it's water. I would understand not bringing in a can of Coke or something.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna poo-poo on the hotel. It was a really nice hotel. The apartment was really nice. Staff were nice, weren't they?
The staff were great.
It's a lovely area.
They played with Emmy. I really liked that, and Henry. But
high fives and tap them on the shoulder and go the other side. And all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really nice there. So if you do go to Costa Teguise,
Santa Rosa.
Club Santa Rosa is where we stayed. It was really nice.
Yeah.
But we didn't actually spend much time in Costa Teguise.
No.
Did we?
We did not.
We're going to call it day 2. But during the time, I was calling it day 1, even though I wasn't counting travel day.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're going for 11 days, but it was actually 12, including the first
including the
travel
first day. Yeah.
So day 2, I've had to like write down bullet points and stuff like that.
I haven't looked at Dan's bullet points and stuff. I don't remember what we did on day 2.
Yeah, so this is going to be...
I'm glad that you did.
It's going to be good for you to like remember it. But I've also titled each day to give it like... It might like remind you of something, but also keeps a listener being like, huh? What happened? So this one is called Sandcastles, Fish Fingers, and a Scenic Detour.
I remember what we did now.
I don't. Now I do. So we headed to Puerto Del Carmen. The plan was we're going to go for a nice, chilled beach day. Before we start fully exploring the island with a car, we'll just go 50 minutes down to... It's a busy place. Carmen is very busy and nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
So we had the main stuff, swimwear and all that. We didn't have snorkel sets or...
Beach toys.
Yeah, so we stopped in a souvenir shop, paid $60, euros. Keep on saying dollars. I've said it all trip. Paid like 60 odd for like 2 snorkel sets.
2 buckets with shovels.
Spades.
Yeah, we bought a lot of stuff. That towels. 2 towels. Yeah, we packed the kids' towels, like old holiday towels, but we always like to buy new ones while we're on holiday.
Yeah, so we thought, right, we'll get all this done out the way now in this shop. We've got the essentials for the rest of the holiday. And we headed to the beach. And the thing with Lanzarote is it can be really, really hot and sunny. And then 10 minutes later, it's really windy and cloudy. Yeah. So it started off nice, and the kids went in the sea with us and
built sandcastles. It was a lot of playing in the sand.
Yeah, and but like after like an hour, blue lips.
Yeah,
like Emmy was shuddering.
Yeah,
she was cold. But it, like the other kids on the beach, loving it. It's just our kids weren't used to it.
Yeah.
So like that wind really hit them. So after that, we decided, right, let's go back to the car. So glad we had the car.
Yeah.
Went back to the car to like change the kids into normal clothes now, and dump off all of the snorkel sets and all this.
Our beach shoes.
Yeah.
I would say that if you're going to Lanzarote, you should bring beach shoes, like water shoes.
Yeah, like you told me it was.
I know.
A dumb idea.
I thought we wouldn't need them, but we definitely did. Yeah. I think Emmy should have had a pair, but Emmy's feet are too small. That's why she didn't have a pair.
Yeah, but we went to
the 2 of us and Henry had a pair, and it made such a difference.
So good. Yeah. Just a quick stop into Sports Direct.
Yeah.
Like £9 for rock shoes.
Yeah.
They don't look the best, but oh my lord, especially towards the end of these days as well, we use them a lot.
Yeah, and last bit of advice regarding the shoes: don't walk around in them. Like, bring a change of shoes.
Well, I enjoyed them; they were nice, but you hated them after a while.
When they're dry, they're fine to walk in, but after you go swimming, and then you're walking around, your feet feel soggy, and like my feet started to hurt, and it just wasn't nice.
Yeah.
Because
like I didn't bring. They're like PE daps. Do you know what?
How was that?
Well, if you're from England, PE daps.
Gym shoes.
Gym shoes then, yeah. So, changed all that, and we thought, let's explore a little bit of Puerto Del Carmen. Why do I keep on doing that with my hands? Puerto Del Carmen.
Jerking off the microphone.
Yeah. Nowhere near it. Audio listeners, I was not. So we walked along the bars and restaurants, the seafront, and decided to stop in a Tex-Mex restaurant. And
I got a quesadilla. It was great.
No, you didn't. You got enchiladas, didn't you?
No, I got a quesadilla. It was great. It's chicken quesadilla.
You're right. My notes were wrong. You had a cheeseburger. I had a cheeseburger, and the kids had fish fingers.
Let's count how many times Dan has a cheeseburger on this holiday.
Every day. The next day or the day after, I can't remember, the worst burger. Just wait for that. But the kids had the fish fingers, and they were the best. Did you have one?
Mm-mm. I don't like fish fingers.
Nor do I, but the best fish fingers ever had.
I wonder what kind of fish it is. I know that.
I don't want to know.
Because here
I don't
it's
like
cod.
Fish.
Here it's cod.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of fish fingers could be haddock. It's just like a white fish.
The kids had fish fingers a few times on the holiday, and I had one on the last day, yesterday. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird that we were there yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was like a dark meat one.
Yeah.
Ugh, I didn't like that. It's like a really, really fishy taste. You know what I mean? I hated it. Anyway, Tex-Mex restaurant was good. And then after this, like the whole day is gone now already. It went really fast. But we needed to head back to the hotel. I looked on the map and it was only like 15 minutes away. But if you look on the map, you can see the mountains, obviously. So I said, let's do a little detour to, it's a place called Teguise and another one, Montana Blanca, which is the Mount Blanca, I guess. You can tell I Googled it. And that was literally just to drive past the volcanoes.
Yeah, because Henry's been really into volcanoes
but
lately. So
like the first look at a volcano up close. And these were the small ones as well. And we were like amazed by them. As the same as yesterday, went back to the hotel, restaurant, bed. We didn't actually say on day one after the restaurant, I know they don't really care, people listening to this won't really care, but it was special for us. How we went to bed. Yeah.
So, first you have to know our normal bedtime routine, which is bath, book, bed. Simple. Like that's
strictly
what we do.
Bath, not shower.
Yeah.
Kids don't like showers.
Bath, book, bed, and that's what we do every single night. That's what the kids are used to. I don't think we've ever even let them stay up late.
I mean, there's been a couple of times when we've been to friends' houses or something like that.
Well, yeah, but like even when we get home, it's book, bed. Yeah. We skip bath sometimes, but it's not like let's stay up late and watch a movie. You know what I mean? We haven't done that yet because they're still young.
Yeah, but day one, even though we woke up so early for it, it was like, how are we going to do the sleeping arrangements? So we had a main bedroom at the back, which is like 2 single beds, which made a double bed, a travel cot for Emmy, and a sofa bed for Henry, which slides
pulled out into a double bed.
Arguably bigger than the bed in the
big
main
bed,
bedroom.
Yeah.
So it was a 1-bedroom apartment, but it was fine for us. So we decided it would be really nice to just stick on a movie and fall asleep to the movie on the sofa bed.
Yeah. Well, I had no intention of falling asleep there.
Oh, I did.
I didn't.
My
intention was to put the kids to bed and then go to bed.
Oh, no.
Which is what I did.
I watched a movie. I was like, nah. Like Henry was like holding his eyes open, saying, "I'll go to sleep when it." He kept on asking me to pause it to see the red bar.
Yeah, to see how much of the movie is left.
The bottom of Netflix to see how far. Yeah. And it was like a quarter of the way through, and he's holding his eyes open. I'll sleep when it's finished. How much is it now? And it's been like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But Despicable Me became the movie of the holiday.
Movie of the holiday.
And it was just so much. It was so nice.
It was. We've never done that before.
Yeah.
All slept in the same bed.
Yeah. But day 2, we decided that Emmy needs to be in the cot.
Yeah.
And back to kind of normal.
Well, after you fell asleep on the sofa night 1, I moved Emmy into her cot.
Yeah. But actually doing the bedtime routine of putting her
into bed.
But Henry stayed in our bed every night, didn't he?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Anyway, let's move on. Day 3. Dolphins.
Actually, can we take I need a drink.
Yeah. Okay, day 3 is Dolphins, Slides, and a Smash Burger Showdown.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, do you remember this day?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We went to Rancho Texas Park, which is half zoo and half water park. And it has a dolphin show, which I thought was amazing. But we'll get into that in a minute. So, what was your first impressions of the place itself?
It was nice.
I was like doing like a bit of a vlog sort of thing. And my first video I did was, this place is spotless.
It was very clean.
It was immaculate. It was really nice. It was like what was the style of it? Obviously, Rancho Texas, like Texas.
A zoo.
No, like the theme.
Oh,
It's
Texas.
like the Old West, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got
Texas.
like teepees and... They're called teepees?
Yeah, they had teepees and stuff. It's like Midwestern, not Midwestern, but
it is
cowboy style
zoo with dolphins.
Yeah, it's what it was.
Makes no sense, but you need to have a bit of Lanzarote in there, obviously. Yeah. So honestly, we were like, we looked at it. Sorry, I can't speak. Online, and we saw the main animals that were there.
Yeah.
And we're not really into zoos that much.
Zoos make me really sad.
Yeah. So we went there for the water park and some of the animals.
Yeah.
So we took the walk straight up to the Dolphins, which is right at the far end, at the top of the park, and we went past like seals, crocodiles.
Yeah.
A horse.
Horses, goats, like a petting zoo kind of thing. Deer.
And on the way to the Dolphins, you go into like a pretend lava cave. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Which was really cool and like very well done. And then you come out and there's like a huge pool for the dolphins and a big seating area. So we sat there and it's like a 15-20 minute show.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
Like at the time, and still, I was like, this is amazing. But obviously there are some...
Everything's always gonna have a but, isn't there?
Yeah. So
I didn't really enjoy the Dolphin Show.
I've never seen dolphins like up close.
Yeah.
Ever. I saw them once, like 11 years ago, from the distance, and it was like, I think that's a dolphin. Oh yeah, I'll say that I've seen dolphins. So to see 4 of them doing triple backflips.
No, 8 of them.
No, at a time.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, to seeing that, I was like blown away by it.
I was hot. Every time one of the kids would sit with me. Yeah, every time one of the kids would sit with me, that kid would be acting up. So like at first I had Emmy. She would not sit with me. She was trying to run around and play. And then we switched and you tried to take Emmy. Perfect Angel sat on your lap, watched the show, and Henry's running around because now I have him and he doesn't want to watch. And
then Henry sat on me again. I think we swapped again and they were fine.
Every single time I had a kid who would not listen to me.
Yeah. So they do like a lady jumped in the water, slow danced with a dolphin. What? How are you teaching it that?
Food.
Yeah, I know, but still, and like, I don't know. Thinking back at it now, like,
it is incredible. It's like I've watched lots of documentaries about sea life trainers and things like that, and their job is amazing. Like I would love to have that job, but at the same time, it does make me really sad. But the reason it makes me sad isn't because I think that the ones that are in captivity are being mistreated necessarily. I think about like how the first ones were captured. Yeah. And that's what I think about.
Yeah. So I did, I'm going to butcher it because it's off my memory, but I did research about Texas Rancho Texas Park, about the dolphins and how they're treated and all that. And they emphasize how well they are treated, and
every zoo says that.
I'm just saying a minute that like the ginormous pool is perfect for them and all this, and they're well fed, and they were bred in captivity and all this stuff. But there is also the backside of that as well. There's also
I like zoos that are rescues, so animals that would not be not allowed, but wouldn't survive being released. Yeah. I think that's okay. But when it's like capture to view, I don't love that.
Yeah, just to finish that point I was saying is, but there's also the other side of that where there's claims that they aren't up to certain standards. But I'm not the person to call if they are or not.
Yeah, no, of course not.
Just going by our experience, and it was amazing, but I just hope that the dolphins are treated well.
All the animals, yeah.
Yeah. After that, we came out, quick toilet break, a sandwich, and we saw bison.
Yeah, buffalo.
Buffalo. Is that the same thing?
I don't know. I thought they were buffalo.
They're bison. It's the sign said bison.
You know, every single time, because every time I saw them, And every time I say the word buffalo, I think of Vegas with you. Buffalo!
Slot machine.
Yeah, a slot machine.
Buffalo!
And they look like that, so...
Yeah, true.
I don't know. You let us know.
Yeah.
Is a bison or a buffalo the same thing? I don't know.
And then we saw a white tiger, which we saw online. We saw that there was a white tiger there.
You did, yeah.
Well, yeah. Henry was excited to see that.
It's right next to the glass.
Just led down, facing away from us, boring, to be honest. But
we saw its butt.
Yeah. Again, hopefully that's treated well. So now it's time to go to the water park, the other half of the zoo and water park.
Yeah, it looked like a really nice water park. At first, when you walked in, like it was the kids area.
Yeah, like a splash, like a bucket that splashed those.
And then all you can see from there is that and a big pool. So I thought that's the water park.
But I'm like, no, I've seen that there's water slides.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And up by the buffalo bison, I could see slides from up there as well. So you're like, no, it's just the pool. Like, there's absolutely no way. So you went up and around the corner, and there's another pool with like the waterfall that you and Emmy went in, and then a load of slides. So me and Henry, you said
first we went to the kids' water park. That was not heated water, and I don't understand why the kids' area wouldn't be a heated pool.
No,
everything else was a heated pool,
again,
except
all salt
for
water as well,
and all salt water.
Baby pool.
Yeah.
With a little slide in it.
Yeah. So Emmy wouldn't go in the kids area because it was
cold.
Freezing. Like not even just cold. It was freezing. I wouldn't have gone in it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did go in it. It was cold, but
yeah,
it's that sort of water which it comes up just above your ankle, and you need to like submerge into the water to get used to it. So, and it's windy again. Mm-hmm. So. It wasn't ideal on that day.
But while you took Henry into that, I took Emmy into like a kiddie pool, which was heated, and she loved that. It was like one little slide, and she liked that. So that's what me and Emmy did.
But now we're like, there's water slides here. How should we swap? Shall I go up and have a look? Can the kids go on them? Because we can see like really young kids walking down the hill and coming out the slides and all that. So you said, why don't you and Henry go up, see if you can, and then let us know. So I took Henry with a double rubber ring thing. And you go up, and on the left there's 2 yellow slides, and the guy said, yeah, absolutely fine, go on it. And the first one we went on was so good. It was with a double ring. Henry absolutely loved it. It was really, really good. But the one next to it, you don't have a ring, so it's just him sat on my lap. And again, he loved it. And both times we submerged under the water, but he's still loving it. So my confidence is now like amazing. Like all the kids can go on it. There's no sign saying limited
height limits or anything.
Not that we could see anyway.
Yeah. So you came down to get me, and we went to like one of the smaller slides there, thinking I'll go with Henry now because I haven't been on a water slide with him, and you go with Emmy. And
it wasn't one of the smaller ones. It was at the top.
Yeah.
It was at the top, but there was 2 guys at the top. Yeah. And you went on with Henry first, and at no point did they say, "Oh,
he's too little."
He's too little. Yeah. So you go, and then I'm holding Emmy, and she's 2.5, and she's tiny, isn't she?
Yeah.
And I said, she's really little. Can she go on this? And he said, yeah, you can take babies on this. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it's a tunnel one. It's a tube. So I'm like, okay, it's going to be a bit dark, but you're on a rubber ring. So I'm thinking when you come out,
you're still on the rubber ring.
You're just still going to be on the top of the water. It's not going to be that crazy.
I'll go first because I went first on the slide.
Yeah.
So me and Henry went down. And like the first turn, we flipped. My rubber ring flipped. Luckily, we flipped, and like I pulled Henry back onto my lap out of his like hole. So I pulled him onto me.
In complete darkness, by the way.
In complete darkness. I feel the rubber ring at my feet, and there was no way I could get it to like go above my head or anything.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, we're going down the slide like this, holding on to Henry. And then...
Not knowing where the bottom of the slide was.
Yeah, I have no idea when the slide is ending, so I can't prepare Henry, try to lift him or anything. And all of a sudden we just crash into the water. And it was awful. He was crying because he got water up his nose. I wanted to cry because I had water up my nose. And all I could think about is there's no way they're letting Emmy on that slide. So I was like kind of confident that you weren't coming down.
Yeah.
But I got out of the pool and figured, well, if I'm going to meet up with Dan, we need to wait here for him. So if he's hopefully not coming down the slide, but otherwise he'd be coming down the stairs. So I'll wait here.
So me and Emmy went. And it's lightning fast.
Yeah.
It's so quick.
So they should not have allowed Henry on that slide or Emmy.
Or
babies. Like, whose baby are they going on?
I need to quickly note as well, because you might be listening to this thinking, well, you would have seen the slide walking up. But you can't.
No.
Like, the way you're up, you can see, like a bit of a turn.
Yeah.
On like a tube turn. But there's no way you can see where that starts and where that ends.
Yeah.
And it's not like, Jesus, that's a massive slide.
Yeah.
So you get up to the top, and my experience was those 2 slides with Henry was amazing. Mm-hmm. Like, he loved it. So this is going to be great. So we go, and I don't even like launch myself off. If I went on my own,
you pull yourself down.
And throw myself. But I'm with Emmy, so I'm just literally just going to let us fall into the slide. Immediately dark and really fast, and I'm like thinking she isn't making a sound, which means that she's probably making a horrified face, like, what is this? Yeah. And you can just feel hot air just blowing at you. And I'm like, yeah, is this fun, Emmy? Is this fun? And like feel ourselves going around the bends, and all of a sudden it bends you around the other way. And at this point we're going really fast, and the ring flips up behind me though. So it goes up and over as I slam my mouth into the side of the slide. Mm-hmm. And I've got Emmy on my side, so I flip her from my stomach to like under my arm, if you know what I mean, so I don't land on her.
Yeah.
And in my head I go, oh shit. I can't, I'm going backwards, head down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got to flip onto my back. So I flip over onto my back. She's not crying. She's not making any sound. So I'm like, cool. She's okay, but you've hurt yourself. She's like, what's going on? But she's not like, she hasn't hit herself. Mm-hmm. So I'm just holding her now thinking, I'm going to drop into the water and we're going to go down. Yeah. And I need to hold her up as fast as I can. So we shoot out, go under, and I'm landed like, I haven't touched the bottom, but back first. And I'm trying to get up, go up, slip. We go down again, up again. We're fine now. And the ring is wedged at the bottom of the slide. So I'm looking at the lifeguard with like a busted lip. Mm-hmm. Emmy is now
crying,
screaming her head off. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, that was not good. I hated this.
And I'm standing there, and I told you, forget the ring, get Emmy out of that pool, because if somebody comes down...
I can't hear anything, though, because there's just a waterfall behind me.
Yeah, but that's what my thought was. I called you over. I was like, Dan, get out, give me Emmy, and then go get the ring, thinking...
But I'm being whistled at.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're whistling at me, saying she shouldn't be on that slide.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what do I do? And she goes... Get the ring.
Yeah.
So I stand to the side and I just throw it out with anger, just launch it out, and then I come out the pool, and then I look at Emmy and she's got a scratch on her forehead, but she's hit her head as well. If you go to Texas Rancho, whatever it's bloody Rancho Texas Park, and you go to the water
none
park,
of them are suitable for kids.
Do not go on the slides with the kids.
No.
Simple
none of them
are
suitable for kids. So after that, we didn't.
And if we missed the guidelines that said no kids allowed or anything like that, the two workers at the top...
said babies would be okay on that slide.
They said, yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah. Go for it. If I worked there and I saw a kid that young, I'd say absolutely not. Mm-hmm. And the two water parks we went to later on the podcast, both of those parks would not have allowed that at all.
No.
So that's the thing I'm going to say about Rancho Texas Park, because after that,
we went swimming.
We just went swimming, and we're never taking them down slides ever again, no matter what anyone says. Anyway, I'm out of breath. I feel like I've just landed in the water again.
Yeah.
So we went back to Costa Teguise, back to the hotel, parked the car, dropped everything off, and then we decided to go for a walk into the main town, where Emmy jumped into the sea after you. That same place again, and we thought tonight we'll go for a bit of a walk and eat somewhere else. Nothing against the hotel, but we're like, let's explore our options.
Because we ate lunch at the zoo, Rancho Texas, so we didn't eat out that day.
Yeah. So we finally found a place called the Black Bull, I think it's called.
I have no idea what it was called.
Yeah, it's like an English pub, and everything after what I say about the food, which was phenomenal, like smash burgers, they were great. It might not have anything to do with these smash burgers. It could have been at the park, the rancho.
We packed our own sandwiches.
Yeah, of salami, and
Henry didn't eat it.
It might have been the fish fingers the night before. Don't matter what it was.
I didn't eat it.
But it's
the only thing that all of us ate.
Exactly. We all had a smash burger, and that night at
7.
Oh yeah, 7 o'clock. FaceTime my mum, and I was not myself. I said, I just don't feel good. Got to 10 o'clock. Kids were asleep, and I rushed to the toilet, and I think it must have been food poisoning or something, and I brought that entire double smash burger up, and I don't think I chewed it because it was stuck in my throat.
Gross.
Sorry, but it was. I thought I was going to die. Honestly.
You think you're going to die every time you get sick?
My biggest fear when I'm being sick is if it gets stuck in my throat, and I had wedges of burger.
Okay, any women that might ever listen to this, does your husband or partner or any male in your life get sick, throw up, and just scream? Like, I'm not quiet when I throw up, but I'm just like...
No, you don't even do that. You just go...
I cough a lot.
That's it. I go... Not even joking.
It's obnoxious.
I don't think I'm the only guy. I am not the only guy that does that.
I
think that all guys
we're in a small hotel. The kids just went down.
Don't care.
And then Dan's screaming in the bathroom.
Don't care. I think I'm going to die.
Every time you get sick, you're like, I just need you to come in and hit my back. And I'm like,
and you don't even do that right.
It stinks in here. I don't want to be in here. I'll check on you, but I don't want to stand over you while you throw up. I did it for a minute, and I was like, Dan, I'm sorry. I have to get out of here.
To be fair, I said, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You're fine.
But then I always feel guilty.
No. So that was awful. And luckily, though, at 3 a.m. or 5 a.m., it happened one more time, and then I was done. I felt fragile and hurt and not great, but I was okay to, carry on the holiday.
But I was not.
No. Sarah woke up at whatever time, 7.
Yeah.
And you got it.
Yep.
But for 24 hours.
Yep. Yeah. It was probably another 12-hour thing. You had it for 12 hours. And it was probably 12 hours for me, but mine started in the morning, and then by the time it was over at nighttime, I was sleeping.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But it was day 4 was a complete write-off of...
I don't even know what you did. I slept for 24 hours.
Well, it was like, do I take the kids out? But where do I take them? Do I take them to the beach on my own? Do I have the stress of all that stuff? I'm not being sick, but I feel awful. Mm. So we're like, right, it's a movie day. We've got a big TV with Netflix and all that stuff on it. So movie day, Henry's got his tablet as well. And we just monged out on the sofa bed. It was nice, but it just didn't feel like we were on holiday now.
Yeah.
And as this was only day 4, or day 3 in my head, it was like, we should feel like we're on holiday already. But it's just been it's been nice weather, it hasn't rained or anything, but it's just been windy and the kids have been upset from being cold.
Yeah.
And now we're in an apartment. So let's move on, shall we? Because there isn't much to say about day 4.
Yeah.
It was a sick day.
I was sick.
But day 5, you arose from the ashes. Is that what arose? You rose.
Risen.
I don't know.
She had
day
risen
5.
from the ashes.
Day 5 is titled Volcano Craters and Hallucinating Children. You'll find out why.
Okay. So we woke up that morning and I felt better, but I was in the same state that you were. Like, I felt really fragile. I didn't want to eat anything. Yeah. I said no to coffee.
Yes, but you were like, it's gone.
Yeah, I was happy.
We can get out. We can get out and do something. Yeah. So what we had planned for day 4 was to go to Mirador del Rio, which we moved. Yeah, don't worry. That's irrelevant. So what we're going to do now on Sarah's better day is we're going to head to Timanfaya National Park. I'm so bad at saying names. Timanfaya National Park. It's basically a national park of volcanoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a national park. I just said that, but why it's special is because it's just everywhere that you look is just like fields and fields of lava.
Yeah.
Dried black rock, lava fields, and mountains and volcanoes. Phenomenal scenery. So we drove all the way up there to a restaurant called... I didn't write it down. It's called I'm going to remember it. Islet of Hilario, which means Island of Hills, I think.
Sounds right.
Or hilarious. Hilario. And it's basically like a restaurant, gift shop, and like a base for where you park your car. You can't drive anywhere else in the national park. Park your car there and get a bus tour around all of these volcanoes that went off 3,000 years ago. It was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really,
really nice. But Emmy got a bit car sick on the bus.
Yeah.
Didn't throw up, thankfully. But after 5 minutes of going, we're on a bus.
Yeah.
She just went silent. And
she did not care about the views.
Cuddled into me the whole time.
Yeah.
Which was lush, but boiling. But it was really nice. And
I had Henry. He was good.
Yeah.
I think he probably felt a little bit motion sickness as well, but he's the kind of kid that if you ask him, like, are you okay? How do you feel? I'm fine.
Yeah. Even if he feels awful, he's like, I'm fine.
Chicken pox.
Okay.
104-degree fever. Henry, how do you feel? Good.
Good. So after that, they also have a geyser show. So they pour a bucket of water into the ground and then right up into the sky. No idea how high. 20 foot.
Yeah.
It's really high. Really cool. The kids loved it.
Yeah.
But after you've done that, unless you're going to eat there, you're done, aren't you? Like an hour.
Yeah. If
there's no queues, you do the whole thing in like an hour or just over. So the plan was to walk up to an old volcano which has a ginormous crater in the middle. Mm-hmm. But before that, it's now lunchtime. We headed to a little town, and I don't remember what that was called because I didn't write that down either. Yeah, small town on the way there, and I had a Spanish omelette, which is eggs and potato. Mm-hmm. What did you have? You just had bread. I had bread. Literally had bread. You couldn't stomach the thought.
I couldn't stomach, food.
Anything. Mm-hmm. And they didn't have a kids menu, so we all shared
the omelette, yeah.
We all shared my omelette. And we headed to...
To be fair, it was huge. It was like the size of a plate and maybe an inch and a half deep.
Yeah, I remember the place, the restaurant. Yeah. It was really nice.
It was like a quiche.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was thick.
It was a proper Spanish restaurant. It was like no tourists. Really
I don't know, because the Spanish omelet that I had later...
that was good.
That was delicious, and it was nothing like that one.
We'll get to it, but I can't remember where that was.
That was by the boat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So after we ate, we got ice cream and headed like 10 minutes down the road now to Volcano El Cuervo. Cuervo volcano, basically. Do you remember this? Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it was a 30-minute walk. You basically park on the side of the road. All of this, by the way, I found literally just on Google Maps.
Mm-hmm.
I had a look at volcanoes and had a look if there was parking nearby, just so we could walk to one. So I didn't actually find this on 10 things to do in Lanzarote and stuff. So this was a really good find. I loved this day. So we parked the car up and we started walking down the gravelly
path,
which is literally...
It's a footpath.
Yeah, it's laid out by the national park.
Yeah.
You don't just start walking across lava fields to a random volcano.
Yeah.
So you follow the trail the whole way, and you come to like, what do you call it, the mouth of the opening,
I guess.
The big opening of the
volcano.
The volcano crater.
So this volcano crater, the side was blown off as well. So like your standard volcano is like this with a hole in the top, right?
Yeah,
That's
this is like a semicircle.
Yeah, like
but closed.
Hole in the top, but this is also missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Pac-Man opening his mouth.
Sure.
Yeah. So you can actually walk down into it as well, so my office is based inside a quarry, which used to be a hill, and then they dynamited the old place.
To be fair, when I first came to see you, I thought the quarry was beautiful. It's like... It
is nice, isn't it?
It's cliffs, but essentially.
Yeah.
It is very
But it used
pretty.
to be a big hillside.
Yeah, that they blew up.
Yeah. So I walked in there and I sent a video to my work chat saying, oh, it's just like the office. Like it's like the quarry.
Yeah.
It's like it looks like a natural quarry in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's breathtaking,
really
isn't
pretty, yeah.
We met a lovely French couple that took a picture of all of us.
Yeah.
They were super nice. And then we headed back, and I think that was it for the exploring of that day. But yeah, it was. And then, we had like a really magical moment. And then we had dinner, and Henry wasn't really eating.
Yeah.
I'm like, we didn't really click on. We know his tells. Don't we?
Yeah. Sometimes he just doesn't feel like eating, though. Like sometimes he's not hungry.
But when Henry's sick, as you said just now, he won't say, I feel sick. I don't feel very well.
He'll pretend he's fine.
Yeah, he won't say anything, or he just won't eat his food or something. So we then did shower time.
Yeah, and you put Emmy to bed, and I had Henry, and we were like, he was jumping around, we were goofing around. I have pictures that like I showed him to lay backwards on the bed and stick your head over, and we took pictures like upside down. Like we were having a great time. And then I put Henry to bed, and he went to bed really easily, and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is going great.
And this was out on the sofa bed.
Yeah.
In the living room. And what were we doing? Were we just watching the film or something?
I think so.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. I think he fell asleep to a movie and we were still up.
Yeah.
And then he woke up, like, shaking, like, petrified shaking. And he said he was scared. I was like, what are you scared of? That thing. And pointed at my pillow. That's why I meant hallucinating children. Because he thought that my pillow was like a monster or something. And now we're like, oh no, that's Henry's thing.
I don't feel good. Mm-hmm.
But like every time he's had a fever, he wakes up really scared. He has
nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So luckily, well, not it's not luckily. We just planned very well. We brought a medicine bag with Calpol, a thermometer, all the essential things. So you took his temperature, didn't you?
Yeah.
What was it at this point? It was like 38,
38 something, 38.6 maybe. So it was a temperature.
So we're like Calpol it is straight away. Try and get it before
under control. Yep.
Yeah, but this lasted. Well,
the whole next day.
Day 6 turned into another sick day.
Yeah.
Which was very frustrating because we're on holiday and we're having sick days.
Yeah.
But 2, it was very worrying because we're like, was it sunstroke? Mm-hmm. Was it also food poisoning. Like,
and
what's wrong?
Henry is the kind of child who I think I say this to you all the time. Like, when Emmy gets sick, it's worrying because she's sick, but it's not like a panic worry because she gets sick like a normal child.
Yeah.
She has a fever of 38.6, comes down with paracetamol. She has a runny nose and a cough. When Henry gets sick, he has a fever of like 41 or higher.
Not higher. It's never been higher.
No, it's never been higher. But like,
it's always really high.
A really high fever that doesn't come down with paracetamol, or it doesn't come down significantly with paracetamol. And he's so difficult when he's sick, not in himself, but like his illnesses, the way that his body works.
Yeah. Like he had a rash. We took him into A&E a few months ago.
I thought it was scarlet fever.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, it's just a viral thing, and that's just how his body's dealing with it. And then a week later, he had chickenpox. And Emmy had chickenpox and had like 3 spots on her face and
some on her back,
a couple on her back, and you'd never even know it by looking at her. Henry, poor thing, was covered.
Yeah,
whole face, his whole back, his whole front. But he got over it.
I was also worried about that. I was worried that he would be sick for longer than a day.
Yeah, so we actually went through the travel insurance to get a video call consultant doctor. Because
his fever was not...
Yeah.
Medicine wasn't touching his fever.
Well, only Calpol was at this point.
Yeah.
So to do this, so you sign up to an app and all this stuff, and you get an appointment, which was at 11:30 at night for us. And now this was like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, because I started panicking.
Yeah, 4:00 in the afternoon. So I said, right, that's planned, but why don't I take Emmy and we go to a pharmacy and get some
ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen for kids, because in the past when Henry's had gone to the doctors or the A&E or something, they said to stagger Calpol and ibuprofen, and it's worked. So we didn't have ibuprofen, we had Calpol. So I went to one pharmacy, they didn't have it, but they said go into the main town. So we drove in, got it, super helpful in there they were. He had 1 dose of this, and his fever
actually came down.
Immediately dropped.
And it didn't come back.
It was like, that was just magic. Got a whole bottle of this stuff. Take home. So luckily, he got immediately better, and we were able to cancel the appointment as well.
Yeah, and for this day, we had the day after he got sick, we had the water park scheduled, and I said to cancel it because I didn't think it would be fair on him.
That's right. Day 6 was Thursday, and the aqua park in Costa Teguise opens Thursday through to Tuesday.
Yeah, something like that.
Thursday to Monday. So I rang up, cancelled that, and I moved it to Saturday. But we've been going on for about an hour now, so I think that we should stop part 1 here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's days 1 through 6. We had naked beach runs. We had dolphin flips, which controversial.
Yeah.
Volcanic craters, hallucinating children, and somehow it only gets wilder from here. In part 2, we drive a boat with no captain. We see green lagoons and finish the trip with a 6-kilometer bike ride that our legs were not ready for. It's all coming up in part 2. We'll see you there. Until next time.
See you after bedtime.